Good morning, St. Maarten. I'm Yesenia Lassan.
And I'm Austin Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of St. Maarten News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15.
We're bringing the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
Middle of the week, hump day. But you know what? We still got a few more days to do, so let's jump into our top headlines.
A St. Maarten student has been arrested after a firearm was found on a school bus transporting students from St. Peter's. Police were alerted at around 2:05 p.m. that a student was seen with a gun. Officers intercepted the bus near the Churchill roundabout and detained a male student matching the description. While no weapon was found on him, a black firearm was discovered hidden between the rear seats, the same area where he had been sitting. The minor was arrested and taken to the Phillipsburg police station for questioning. Police strongly condemned the presence of any weapon in a school environment, especially on a school bus. They emphasized the serious risk posed to students, the driver, and the public. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities urge parents and schools to stay alert and work together to keep students safe.
The civil case between Terrence Jandroep and the St. Maarten Medical Center has been reinstated by the court of first instance after 26 major omissions were found in the original verdict. Jandroep, a Colombian certified risk analysis representing himself, uncovered the issues through a forensic audit of his own medical case. His audit revealed that the court failed to address 17 undocumented incidents during his COVID-19 hospitalization, 14 of them occurring within just 48 hours. These gaps raise concerns over both court impartiality and the hospital's internal controls. Using a custom audit framework based on international standards, Jandroep conducted a detailed analysis involving incident verification, root cause analysis, and compliance checks. His evidence pointed to institutional failures that went unnoticed by traditional legal review. At the start of the case, neither the court nor SMMC knew of Jandroep's expertise in medical governance and supply chain security. His technical filings challenged the court's ability to assess evidence beyond legal norms, a gap now acknowledged through the case's reopening. The ruling marks a turning point in how courts may treat expert technical evidence and raises serious questions about accountability in both healthcare and the justice system. Curaçao and St. Maarten have formally told the Netherlands they cannot repay major loans due in October 2025. The debts stemming from 2010 total 140 million guilders for Curaçao and 73.5 million guilders for St. Maarten. Neither country included the repayments in their 2025 budgets, prompting concern from Dutch authorities. Both governments are now asking the Netherlands to refinance the loans. Dutch State Secretary for Kingdom Relations Zsolt Szabo has requested advice from the Kingdom's financial oversight body, the CFT, before making a decision. The CFT has concluded that refinancing is necessary to avoid draining financial reserves set aside for emergencies. However, the CFT recommends future loans be repaid in annual installments rather than a lump sum to improve financial accountability. The St. Maarten's Finance Minister, the Honorable Marinka Gums, confirmed the country's financial difficulties and said her government asked the CFT to advocate for refinancing with the Ministry of the Interior and Kingdom Relations. The loan issue reflects deeper fiscal challenges. Curaçao still owes over 1.3 billion guilders, and St. Maarten's total debt stands at 178.6 million guilders. Both countries have failed to include those debts in future budgets. Curaçao is also facing scrutiny for non-compliance with financial supervision laws. Its 2025 budget failed to meet Kingdom standards, and the CFT has given a final deadline of May 13th to submit a corrected version. It remains to be seen if the Netherlands will approve refinancing, but if granted, strict conditions are expected. The case highlights long-standing governance and budgetary issues in the Dutch Caribbean.
The Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports has announced a delay in the FBE exit examinations due to the non-arrival of exam materials. The exams were originally set to begin on Tuesday, May 13th, but will now be held from Thursday, May 15th to Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. The ministry explained that the shipment containing all FBE exams materials has not yet reached St. Maarten, forcing a necessary change in schedule. Officials say the decision was made to ensure a fair and uninterrupted testing process for all students. While the ministry acknowledges the disruption to families and preparation plans, it emphasizes that the move was made with students' best interests in mind. The ministry offers its sincere apologies for the inconvenience and expresses gratitude for the community's understanding and cooperation. It also wishes all examinees the very best of success.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in.
Make sure to tune in to the Late Night.
And Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
Police detectives in Curaçao have completed a 2-week geographic profiling analyst training, sharpening their skills to track criminals using geographic patterns. Held from April 28th to May 9th, the training focused on helping officers identify invisible trails left behind by offenders through crime locations. The program, previously conducted in St. Maarten and Aruba, is a joint initiative of Curaçao Police Force and the Dutch Caribbean Council of Police Chiefs. It will also be extended to Bonaire. Geographic profiling is a technique used to predict where a suspect might live, work, or frequent based on where their crimes occur. This helps narrow suspect lists, deploy resources more efficiently, and speed up investigations. Led by expert Bert Adrians, the course trained officers to combine crime scene data with mapping tools to generate actionable leads. It is especially useful for solving repeat crimes such as burglary, arson, and sexual assault. Organizers say the training boosts the region's entire crime-fighting capability, making it harder for criminals to hide and enable faster, smarter investigations.
The Cabinet of the Minister of Plenipotentiary of St. Maarten is encouraging local organizations to apply for the second Best Life 2030 call for proposals. This European Union-funded initiative offers up to 100,000 euros per project for climate and biodiversity-related efforts in the overseas countries and territories of the EU, including the Dutch Caribbean. Eligible applicants include NGOs, local governments, community groups, and research institutions. Proposals should focus on biodiversity protection, ecosystem restoration, sustainable resource use, or climate adaptation and resilience. The deadline to apply is May 30th, 2025. Interested parties are urged to visit bestlife2030.org for full details on eligibility and how to apply. For help with the application process, contact Prakash Rostam at the Cabinet of the Minister Plenipotentiary via phone at +31 617 898 704 or email prostam@kgm.sxm.nl. This is the key opportunity for St. Maarten to focus funding for homegrown solutions that protect nature and build resilience in the face of climate change. First Response, a leading security and technology company in St. Maarten, is raising the island's safety standards through an elite training partnership with Israeli firm Chameleon Associates. Known globally for their expertise in security strategy, Chameleon Associates trained 45 first response officers in predictive profiling, security questioning, and de-escalation techniques. All officers received official certification, boosting their readiness to detect and deter threats proactively. This training, rooted in the Israeli security model, is part of First Response mission to deliver top-tier intelligence security services to the island. The company says it's only the beginning of a broader effort to maintain operational excellence through innovation and global collaboration. Alongside the technical training, First Response is also advancing community impact by launching a female empowerment initiative and supporting local leaders who drive positive change. With world-class training and a commitment to professionalism, First Response is reshaping the security landscape in St. Maarten.
The historic FOGA salt factory in St. Maarten received a much-needed cleanup on Saturday, May 10th, as dozens of volunteers joined forces to clear the heritage site of overgrowth, debris, and pollution. Built in 1862, the FOGA Salt Factory is a protected landmark under the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports. However, years of neglect had rendered it nearly invisible to the public. Environmental advocate Paul Ellinger and community leader Ralph Contav organized the effort after a viral Facebook post spotlighted the site's deteriorated state. Volunteers, including students and seniors, cleared vegetation, styrofoam, plastic, glass, and abandoned household goods. Several old vehicles and large debris remain on site, prompting plans for a third cleanup in June. Both honorable ministers, Melissa Gums of ECYS and Patrice Gums Jr. of Vromi, visited the cleanup and pledged government support for continued restoration. Contav emphasized the importance of educating the public about the site's historical role in salt production and slavery, calling for guided tours and awareness campaigns. Ellinger, who also sounded the alarms about squatters at the site, believes the factory has great potential as a heritage tourism attraction. He and Contav thanked all volunteers, donors, and service providers, including Trash Willie Enterprise and Naim and Kenzo General Services, for their support. The cleanup not only revived a forgotten landmark, but also united the community in preserving St. Maarten's shared history.
My name is Ralph Contav, and I am the co-organizer along with Paul Ellinger, who decided to just launch a citizen initiative of sharing love, giving back to our dear country by way of honoring and protecting our a very important historical site, which is the old FOGA salt factory.
About the project, being the co-initiator together with Mr. Kantav on the project, this is something that we sat down together with each other and decided this is something that we need to bring public awareness to the island, to allow people to know a little bit of the history of St. Maarten.
The deadline to submit 2024 income tax return forms A and B has been extended to June 30th, 2025. Invitations are being sent by regular mail. If you don't receive one, you must request it. Forms are available online at the Government of St. Maarten's website. Taxpayers must submit forms in person at the Tax Administration Office located in the Vineyard Building. Online or email submissions are not accepted. For proof of submission, bring a copy to be stamped. Taxpayers who need an extension must request it before June 30th, 2025. What is it?
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link?
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app, though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app, though. All you got to do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app, though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
On May 12th, CPS recognized the crucial role of nurses on International Nurses Day. Nurses, essential to the health system, ensure patient safety and recovery. CPS thanked them for their dedication and hard work in St. Maarten. The Pan American Health Organization reports 7.4 million nurses in the Americas, making up 63% of the health workforce. The theme for International Nurses Day 2025, Our Nurses, Our Future, Caring for Nurses Strengthens Economies, highlights the importance of supporting nursing professionals. International Nurses Day also marks the birthday of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. CPS appreciates all nurses for their contributions to the public.
On Mother's Day, the security manager of Princess Juliana International Airport, Mr. Elcidro Santiago, took the opportunity to recognize and appreciate the hard-working mothers on duty. He personally visited team members to acknowledge their dedication, as many of them chose to work on a day typically spent with family. His heartfelt tribute highlighted their selflessness and commitment to ensuring the smooth operation at the airport. By recognizing their sacrifices, PJIAE emphasized the value placed on its employees. The airport extends a warm thank you to all mothers for their strength, dedication, and compassion. St. Maarten will host the 49th Caribbean Studies Association, the CSA conference, at Simpson Bay Resort from June 1st to 7th, 2025, with over 300 guests registered. The conference will cover various topics, including the Caribbean's political, historical, and cultural landscapes, a plenary panel, Unshackling Memory, the literary and publishing works of Lassana M. Sekou, will highlight Sekou's literary contributions and the evolution of St. Maarten's literature. The panel, moderated by Dr. Rhoda Arundel, will also preview Dr. Danabang Kuwabong's upcoming book, Rhetoric of Resistance, Labor of Love. The conference will feature over 32 academic sessions, cultural showcases, and a collaboration with the St. Maarten Book Fair, which is on June 5th to June 7th. Public activities include dance, music, and theater at the Marigot waterfront.
St. Eustatius Island Governor Alida Francis, Island Secretary Malvern Dixhorn, Crisis Coordinator Andre Bennett, and the ESF team are attending the 2025 Governor's Hurricane Conference in West Palm Beach, Florida, from May 11th to May 16th. The GHC is the largest U.S. event on hurricane preparedness, response, and recovery. The Statia team is attending workshops on crisis communication, early warning systems, and new emergency management technologies. Governor Francis emphasized, "Our participation strengthens Statia's disaster preparedness and resilience." Despite being the smallest country represented, Statia's team contributed valuable insights and engaged with U.S. and Caribbean officials to enhance regional cooperation. Upon return, the team will share their knowledge to ensure Statia's disaster plan align with best practices. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. on TV 15 across our social media platforms and all Alexa devices globally. And I'm Elsa Lawrence.
And I'm Jacinda Lassiter, wishing you an amazing weekend. See you next time.
The weekend isn't here yet, Jess, but since they have a few more days, stay friendly, St. Maarten.